Snow milk.
All right, let me ask you something about your career now. You talk about
My career.
Yeah, we talk about spirituality. I mean, you're a legend. Like, you don't need to know that. Like, you already. I mean, you don't need to hear that, but you already know that. We're amongst the legend right now. But there's this, like, I was born in 81, right?
Okay.
So like
81.
Yeah, 1981.
I just finished Roots, I think. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not catching up to you until like 92, 93, right?
Okay.
And in 92, 93, or what year it was, I don't remember. You'll tell me the year. But Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, that was 92, 93.
92, 93.
Yeah.
Right? So I was 12 or 13, and I didn't know who you were, right? I'd never seen you before. I'm watching this show, right? And, you know, I don't know if people come up to you on the street. I don't know if it's like...
Yeah. Women hit me beside the head with their pocketbooks. I dare you leave Will like that. I dare you to leave that TV show. Please.
Well, you know, everybody has their things that they're famous for. You know, I don't know where that is on your, like, list of, like... But that, for me, when I saw you in that role, it's such a, like, iconic scene for that show that was so... the show was so happy that when that hit, it was like, oh, this is, like... There was no background track. There was no laughing track. It was just, like, serious, like... And I remember watching you in it and being like... I don't know who this guy is, like, this motherfucker is good. Like, he like, well, this, whatever, like, can you tell me about that?
Well,
like,
first of all, I want to thank Will Smith. That was right after I had my accident. Two things happened in 92. I had three things. Had the accident, and the doctor said me 3 years if I'd ever walk again. And Will Smith called, and LeVar Burton called. LeVar Burton called for me to do Star Trek. Wanted to play his father. And Will called. He wanted me to do Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And they said, you know, and also another one, Gregory Hines put me back on Broadway. But anyway, when Will called, I didn't know what the role was. I hadn't been a big fan of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. But that was on the set, and doing this character. And at the time, he wanted to show the diversity and the talk about fathers who'd abandon their families or situations so that we'd have a conversation. So you and I could sit here. And I think it was an important episode. But in fact, open up this conversation,
deep.
You know, to say, this is what happens. What are we going to do? There's a group here called Real Dads that I'm involved in, and they are about dads stepping up to their plate, you know, despite what society, because I know a lot of fathers want to, but, you know, that's another conversation we're going to have about how we as a community can support one another so we're not depending on the handout anymore.
Right, that's deep.
And we can do that.
Right.
We can do that, but it always takes organization within the community.
Right.
Us looking out for one another.
Of course, everything comes from the community.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what Real Dads are about. They're about showing fathers how to be dads without fear of government or whoever coming down taking certain things they won't be able to provide for them.
Right.
You know, we are our brother and sisters keepers. We are. There's no reason why we cannot be on a more global scale. There's no reason.
Right.
It's because of class systems.
Right.
Yeah.
I got
my mine is better than yours. No, it's all the same.
Word. It's deep, man. Did you have this? I don't want to leave this Fresh Prince thing because I also will say, but I also want to leave what I'm about to ask you too. Like, did you have the same realization that you feel now about what you see in society when you were like 12 years old?
No,
20 years old? 20 years old? 30 years old?
No, it comes through time as you learned yourself at 44. You learn things along the way. You've always known it, but then the light shines and says, oh, that's what that is. Oh, because these are lifetimes.
Word.
You know, I don't know about, people reincarnation, things like that, but these are life things, are life lessons. And we learn them, you know. And, as you go, you say, oh, yes. And certain things come into your life that will prompt you up to get you ready if you listen. If you listen and become aware.
You're talking about synchronicity?
Yeah.
Just like being in the flow of it?
Was a AAA club, awake, aware, and alive. Be awake, aware, and alive.
Word.
Or be alive, awake, and aware. AAA club.
I like the one with AA. Like, I've never been in AA. Mm-hmm. I think I went to one meeting with somebody once, but somebody told me they were like, one of the things is let go, let God.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I thought it's another dope one. It was like, that's a good one.
Let go, let God. Mm-hmm.
Word. All right, last thing with the Fresh Prince, and then we will leave this.
Okay.
In this scene, though, I believe, I haven't seen it in a while, but I believe, I believe that there's like some crying in it. Whether he cries or you cry.
He cries.
He cries. I also...
The father cries, you don't see it. But the father in that moment when he calls him Will, he calls him, his name. And he says, bye, he hits him hard at the door. You don't see the father crying because he leaves the room. But the father cries.
It's deep.
Word. Because all of a sudden it hit him. His son did not recognize him as a father. He's just some guy on the street.
Right.
I was like, wow. And his hope was to come back. But that was his makeup as a father. That was his upbringing. That's why he was unable to do that.
The traumas.
He's a hustler. He's go. He wasn't trained. A lot of us aren't trained to be fathers. I know I had a problem being a father. I didn't have a counselor. In school, they don't teach you how to be a father, how to be a mother.
Right.
Parenting class. You don't get that. You learn how to hustle and make money and get out.
Right.
But you don't learn how to life skills, how to be a person of concern within the family.
Right. That's big.
And the churches about that they try to, but it's a full-time job.
Word.
It's a semester.
Word. But that was just a classic scene, like one of the great scenes for me as a kid. Like I'm telling you, 13 years old kid. Like I just remember how it's just like a lot in there. It's like almost like